While a blown sphere might sound fun for a few of you, I can assure you it's not. Guess what? I'm back at it again. Right after finishing last video, a few shenanigans happened. First of all, the clutch cable snapped. Because why wouldn't it? That was fairly painful to replace, because obviously it's French. And while I was waiting for parts, she developed a hydraulic leak, a pretty severe one. It's leaking a lot of LHM, which is a problem because you need LHM to brake, for also for the suspension and for the power steering. At that point, when I was driving it home, I lost all power steering and the rear suspension deflated as well. I still had brakes, those are the last one to give up. So, I'm going to fix it right now. The problem lies here. This is the feed tube for the high pressure pump, and at the bottom of it, it's leaking. I'm pretty sure this tube is, well, not happy about life, because most of these rubber tubes on this car kind of gave up and just break. Hose ain't hosing. Thanks to the magic of buying two entire cars, I of course have a replacement for that. And also, while we are here, we are going to mess with the spheres as well, because that one blew. While a blown sphere might sound fun for a few of you, I can assure you it's not, because essentially these are the springs of this car, and whenever it's gone, it won't spring. Like as you can see on this side, it's nice and springy, bouncy, like it should be. On this side though, it's not. It's because the balloon inside here, the diaphragm, is blown. And there isn't much gas, or any gas left in there anymore. And as you can imagine, hydraulic fluid isn't compressible, so there's nothing to compress, so it just does this and bounces around. It's not fun. Also, already got the replacement for that, so I'm going to be installing that one as well. And this is what happens when the auto part store is retarded. This is the one that came out. This is the one that I got. This one is the central pressure accumulator sitting there. This isn't meant for suspension. This is the reservoir for pressure. See the difference? Because this hole plays a crucial part in the dampening. So I've just wasted a bunch of LHF and a fuck ton of money for no reason. Just a quick note here to clear things up even more. So there are 5 spheres in a Citroen BX. 2 at the rear, 2 at the front. These are for the suspension, and the front and the rear ones are different, so don't mix them up. But there is one more mounted onto the transmission, which doesn't include the regulator valve the 4 others have. This 5th sphere is just a pressure accumulator. The job of this is to keep pressure in the system even when the engine is off. This is why you can still brake after the engine is shut down. But I hope it goes without saying that you can't use this as a suspension component, because the valve, the regulator valve, plays a crucial part in the dampening, just like it would on a regular coilover or any kind of strut for that matter. Anyways, back to the video. Oh well, back it goes.
And you cannot change the inside.
By the way, you shouldn't over tighten this, just like hand tighten it, like it was a oil filter. It doesn't have to be really tight. Just snug it by hand, and that's it. And you're gonna need a 3-inch pipe wrench to loosen it. Or alternatively, you could try like a oil filter wrench, like the chain or belt one. I didn't have any success with those, so I recommend buying one of these if you want to be retarded and drive an old Citroen. Thanks to the magic of buying 2 cars, I have one more of these. I'm not sure if it's good or not, and the only way to tell is to put it on and try it. So that's what's next. And also it took a fuck ton of effort to remove it for some reason. It was really enjoying its place where it was before. It didn't really want to come off, but we used excessive amounts of violence, and that helped, as it does. Also, this is the bigger one, because there are 500cc and 400cc variants of these, and this one is a 500cc, that one is a 400cc. The difference between them is the amount of gas. The more gas you have, the more material you have to compress, thus the softer your suspension becomes. Honestly, if this sphere turns out to be good, I'm going to question everything I know about life. Let's hope for the best. And also, this is a different shade of green. Because this one came off a 92 car, and this one is an 86. Like, pretty early production. And also, a quick side note, this car used to be a French domestic market, FDM if you will, because it's missing the side blinkers, side indicators from factory, and they only did that on the French domestic market versions. So this shitbox came from France all the way to Hungary. As it turns out, all of this was for nothing, because this sphere is also gone. Who would have thought? So yeah, a few important things. When you are changing the spheres, put the car into the lowest position, and the engine shouldn't be running to bleed off the pressure. If it really doesn't want to come loose, try loosening this hydraulic line to release the pressure from the shock absorber. It might help, it might not. It's good practice. Checking the hydraulic level includes jacking the car up to the highest position, the service position. And here there is this little thingy with the yellow float in it, and the yellow float should be between the two red lines when you are at the highest position. That's how you check the level of the, if there is enough fluid in there. The leak was solved, or at least so it seems. It's not leaking. We've been running it for a few minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes. It's not leaking yet. I hope it won't. So, well, this includes the second episode of this shitbox. If for some reason you enjoyed it, well, stay tuned, you will be disappointed. Anyways, cheers.